What's up, guys? I was going to shoot a quick video of the tomato garden. So yesterday, I've had these posts up for a while, but yesterday I finally decided to strap this wire rope across, and seems to be doing okay so far, but of course there's no weight on it. I have noticed we got a little bit of sagging. It was pulled tight yesterday, but you know, we'll see what happens. But if you look, it's already kind of pulling over just a little bit. But you know, I don't have these concreted in the ground, but I do have them dug down about 3 feet. So probably gonna have to do a little bit of modifying to this design, maybe brace it, thinking right here, and come down with maybe like at a 45 or something. I don't know, maybe put something in the middle. But for this particular trellis, I'm going to be growing the tomatoes on a single stem. I've already got a couple of them that I've done. I've already pruned them back. But yeah, these are going to be growing on a single stem, and it's about 7 foot tall, and they will probably get to the top of this trellis, maybe even taller. You never know. But you know, we've got some flowers. In the last video I showed you, where I had one of those crazy looking flowers on one of these big Zack tomatoes, and you can actually see it a little bit better now. So this particular one is probably going to grow a massive tomato, but kind of keeping an eye on it. And yeah, if you look, these marigolds that I bought, these marigold seeds that I bought, these things are like 2.5 foot tall already, and we've got a few little blooms that are about to form. But yeah, I've got the whole bed lined with these things, and these were the first ones that I planted, so that's why they've gotten so tall. But the other ones are coming along nicely. And I also have some nasturtiums I've got planted too along the edge. You know, these are, you know, beneficial plants that are supposed to help with insect control. And you know, I've done this probably 3 years in a row, and it does help. I still have problems with hornworms, but I don't think there's really anything you can do about that. But I take care of them as soon as I see them, and it's usually not a problem. So yeah, we'll show you what I got going on here. So I've got this little thing that I built, this wood trellis. I've had this for a while, kind of doing some different things with it, but instead of doing it on one stem with this one, I'm going to do 2 stems. So there's going to be 2 ropes dedicated to one plant, and I need to come in here and kind of prune these back. But I kind of like to let them go for a little while and kind of get established before I do any pruning. But you know, we've got some flowers. Usually I like to try and prune when I see some blooms, some blossoms forming, so we don't get any that form on the suckers that I need to remove. But you know, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, I've got these spaced 1 foot apart, so these are pretty close. You know, closer than what most people would plant their tomatoes at. But you know, most folks, I think, just cage them up and let them kind of go wild. And you know, I'm gonna kind of keep these pruned, and you know, with 2 main stems, and not let, you know, all the secondary suckers form into extra stems and all of that. So you know, we'll see how that works. You know, seems like they're doing great actually. But on this side of the trellis, we're doing the 2 stem. I'm doing the 2 stem setup here too, but I've actually got these spaced 3 feet apart. And I have heirloom varieties in this bed. So you know, I think Cherokee Purple, Carolina Gold, both of them I believe are indeterminate varieties. So yeah, you can only do it with indeterminate varieties if you're going to you know, do a string trellis like this. So, and on the perimeter, I've got even more tomatoes. So in this bed, I've got 160 tomato plants total. So we'll be growing a ton of tomatoes this year. But yeah, I've got some nasturtiums planted here. Need to come through here and plant the rest of my marigolds. But yeah, these seem to be doing all right. I need to come through and prune the bottom of these, kind of do a little bit of preventative maintenance, make sure that I don't get any blight that forms. But inevitably it always happens. But you know, I've got a little bit of weeding to do as well. But yeah, I've got more tomatoes and more tomatoes. And I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with these when they get big. You know, the prefab cages from Lowe's are about $3. So yeah, that's right now, that's a bit out of my price range. So been looking around on Pinterest as to what I'm going to do about staking these tomatoes as cheaply as possible. These I'm not going to prune or anything like that. I'm going to let these go. So I may end up getting tomato cages. But yeah, I don't know. There's about 90, I think there's 90 plants on the outside. So yeah, 90 times 3, you know, $270 plus tax. Yeah, that's just, you know, in comparison with this setup where we already had the wood, you know, the wire rope cost me $50. Haven't used it all either. So you know, I may do something like that. These other tomatoes, I don't know. But anyway, so just want to do a short little update as to what's going on with the tomato plants. And have a nice day.